Hey, this is the Well Advice Channel too. What I want to talk about today is a topic of the problem with school. So for this video, I'm going to talk about the problem with the way school teaches you when it comes to the subjects that you need to learn in life in order to, of course, live a good, comfortable life. So when it comes to this video, I'm going to explain a simple and straightforward way, the proper way people are supposed to be taught instead of the improper way that school actually teaches people how to learn. Okay, so if you're interested in knowing what it is, then watch this video in order to find out. So now I mentioned that, let's get started. So when it comes to the problem with the way school teaches you, is that they teach you to focus more on learning in a more paper-based way instead of a hands-on way. So in other words, to sum it up, the best way to learn is to learn in a hands-on way instead of learning in, a more information-based way. Because the truth about school, which, oh my Lord, have mercy, that place pisses me off. Everything from all the issues they have, such as the massive amount of bullying they have, like the fact that they don't even let you defend yourself. When you are being bullied by someone, too many other things that they do that is very goofy, in honesty, and even just how bad infrastructure, how dirty the bathrooms are and all that type of stuff, especially the bullying issue. That shit really pisses me off. But even once you get past that type of stuff, to be quite blunt and honest with you, aside from that other stuff, and the thing that ultimately really rubs me the wrong way, aside from the bullying issue, is the fucking fact that the way they teach you is horrible. And the way you learn is actually not actually the way you are supposed to learn how to become good at something. Because when it comes to why I would make such a massive statement, which of course for a lot of people be like, okay, who the hell is this guy? Does he have a PhD in blah 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 blah? The whole 9 yards you hear all the time. Does he even know what he's talking about? Like what because we don't know what university he came from and all this crap. No, I'm relying on straight up common sense. Okay, and the way they teach you in school is terrible because they don't give you hands-on learning, like I was saying earlier. Okay, and I'm going to give you some examples to make it as clear as day that hands-on learning is the best way to actually learn. Okay, let me give you an easy example. Okay, well, for example, okay, let's just say English. Okay, the subject that pretty much, aside from math, is literally like the most hated subject. Okay, the way they teach you how to actually do English is terrible. Okay, most of the time you're doing assignments, researching random things, like random people and this and that, and reading these books, which even though some of them are well written, let's be honest, I'm coming to school more to learn how to become better at English. What is reading books like The Outsiders or another one, The Giver, and other ones, of course, including Brave New World, yada 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 yada, all that type of stuff. Okay, like all those books, which might be well-written books and are well-written books, I'm certain, but at the same time, what does that have to do with me learning how to become good at English? Because when it comes to becoming good at English, your main priority is really to really learn how to write properly. Okay, if you're writing a piece of paper, writing something on a piece of paper, like to obviously give to your boss, your employer, which most people will eventually have to do that when they have a 9-to-5 job, whether it's on paper or even typed out. You just really have to write a bunch of information down on a piece of paper. Okay, that is pretty much English consists of. Okay, whether the things that make it up is having a wide vocabulary, like understanding what this word means and this and that, to learning how to actually have commas put in the right place and stuff, to even just straight up how to write a paragraph, all that stuff. That is actually, in all honesty, what you should be focusing on when you are going to an English class. Okay, that is the honest truth, to be quite blunt and honest with you. If it was truly properly an English class, okay, they would be focusing mainly on teaching you how to actually write, whether they call it essays or whatever, they like to call it. Whatever. The point is like learning how to actually write things effectively. Like learning how to write things on a piece of paper, like a journal or something, whatever you like to call it. Let's just say a body of information, you know, on a piece of paper or on a computer that you're using. That is what they should be focusing on teaching you, okay? And like anything, you practice it over time. You start practicing writing paragraphs or maybe different topics, and that's literally just about all you do, okay? And you learn how to use different words, you learn how to put commas, all that stuff, because through doing that, you get hands-on experience, so you know how to do it. Because the thing is that you will be surprised how many people who have taken English classes, you know, and even gotten straight A's for it, don't even know how to write paragraphs properly, okay? They don't even know how to like write a paragraph properly, okay, without making the information too long. They don't know how to put commas in the right places. They don't even know how to spell words properly, which I don't think you have to look very far to find someone who's actually falls in that category, okay, at all, okay, to be honest with you. Because the reason why is because they spend all their time learning a lot of stuff that doesn't really matter instead of getting hands-on experience. And that's the truth about it when it comes to the problem with the way school teaches. And it's not just for English, it's for every other subject. Artwork, you know, in other words, art, you just pretty much just go there and they just make you read up a bunch of information and answer a lot of questions and stuff. What the fuck does that have to do with actual art? Like actually learning how to like draw and like create paintings. If they actually did that stuff properly, they would be teaching you how to actually draw at the very fundamental levels, and you'd be spending most of your time drawing there and doing hands-on work when it comes to obviously other topics as well, whether it could be engineering, another one could obviously be chemistry, you know, even geography. You know, they should be teaching you hands-on things as well, you know, like how to do those specific things, like how to test out those things properly, you know, with geography being another thing I'll use as an example. Why don't they teach you learning how to use a compass for crying out loud? Why don't they teach you how to learn how to, if you're driving, like how to memorize the different streets, all that type of stuff, okay? That is how you actually learn, hands-on experience, not reading up all this silly information, answering questions like, oh, for the person who actually invented this method or something for whatever, you know, maybe it might just be for architecture, which is a part of art, let's just say architecture. What was the color of his car? Like, who cares? What the hell does that have to do with anything? And that's why so many youth are so damn stupid and have such goddamn low self-esteem. If you want to teach people how to learn, you have to give them hands-on experience. And that is the honest truth, to be quite blunt and honest with you, okay? Aside from at the very most, you know, giving, of course, some, you know, credit where credit is due, like obviously, like giving credit to all the people who made the contributions to that particular field of knowledge, whether it could be art, you know, whether it could be English, whether it could be maybe geography or whatnot, you know, which is the most, I would probably think is the only thing you should really truly be really tested on, really in honesty. Like just giving credit where credit is due to the people, and not just the people, but people who also work with them, like giving credit where credit is due, like I was saying before, for the history part. Aside from the history part, which you might just have for once of the many different segments of the class you're taking, where you just learn about the people who invented this stuff, to give credit where credit is due. Aside from that, everything else should just really just be hands-on work. All this crap they teach you is just stupid. You know, there's like, that's not even how you freaking learn. Like what the hell is, you know, doing all this stuff where you just pretty much just look for questions and give answers, you know, gonna teach you how to become good at any of these things. And that's exactly what I'm trying to say here. And that's why a lot of the people of this world are so damn dumb and have such goddamn piss poor self-esteem, because the way they teach people how to do things in the first place is terrible, which school is obviously the foundation of it. So now that I've mentioned that, the obvious question is, of course, what exactly is your solution? Well, my solution is that I believe that we should have for this particular situation, I believe that we should start having more online classes, online learning classes, where you can learn a particular subject that whatever you want to learn. It's not going to completely replace school, but it's a way you can learn how to actually become good at things properly instead of relying on school, so you can be the best you can be at whatever subject you're interested in, okay? Instead of just focusing on learning a lot of crap that doesn't even freaking matter, to be honest with you. And that's the honest truth. So anyway, this is my video. This is all to say. I hope you enjoyed it. And just remember, if you enjoyed it, remember to thumbs this video up and hit the subscribe button and simply put I'm out. So bye.